A little
She's
bit.
fine. He's already trying to get started.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry that you have to sit here for longer than, so we'll make it quick. Okay. This video is about collecting my first semen sample and helping to perform my first artificial insemination taught me about the practice of intention. Wayne Dyer, who's a renowned self-help author and motivational speaker, came up with this concept of the power of intention, aligning the essence of who you are with the overall goals and the source of infinite love and the source of infinite purpose, a source of energy that never runs out, that aligns our goals, our thoughts, our actions, and how we fit into the overall universe. There's 5 key features of the power of intention that I took away when going through this process. And the first is keeping your eyes open. Mindlessly scrolling through TikTok's algorithm.
This is not the time to use a Sharpie pen. She's very demure. She's very mindful. She's intentional on her brow placement. She's not like you other girls. She doesn't need a full beat to be beautiful. She is very mindful when it comes to brow balance. She understands they shouldn't be twins but sisters. She's not letting her brows overpower her face because she's very modest, very respectable.
A lot of Frenchie videos, a lot of self-help and thought-provoking self-growth types of videos. My goal during this period of time was just 60 days ago. I was actually looking to grow Blue's TikTok channel so that she can become an affiliate marketer.
Calling all TikTokers under 10K. You guys want to get to 10K? This is what we're gonna.
I was trying to engage with TikTok followers. I was trying to engage in lives so that I can build her channel. It's a little bit, self-fulfilling. And so one of those videos that popped up on my timeline happened to be a TikTok live where there was a litter of 5 beautiful big rope puppies that were platinum, that were they were lilac colored, Merly, and then this spark of energy came up on the screen, and that was Rachel. She had this aura that exuded confidence. She knew what she wanted in life and she was doing it. She was manifesting it. She is one of the most passionate readers that I know, who is sharing her journey through 101 Frenchies on her breeding of exotic Frenchies. Isn't that right, Blue? I love that. Just watching the video, the thought was like, man, whatever happened to your thought of wanting to breed Blue particularly? So that thought caused me to reach out to Rachel, and I knew I needed to take massive action. So I knew I needed to make a decision. I needed to find a stud, and I knew we needed to track her progesterone levels. So we started doing that. Just one day after she stopped bleeding, we checked her progesterone. It was at a 0.3. Nowhere near ready. The progesterone pretty much tells us the readiness of her pregnancy. Pretty much we can time the ovulation. Anywhere from 0 to 2 means that they're still in the pre-ester stage. Once you get 2, you get in the pre-ovulation phase. And 2 to 5 is, you already know that ovulation is about to be ready. So it allows you to adequately communicate with your stud, or to prepare your stud if you're breeding in-house to get that semen sample ready and make sure your schedule is cleared out, because they're going to need to perform the stud search. After taking massive action by reaching out to Rachel and entering into that contractual agreement, I started to realize that why is it that we haven't bred her yet? She hadn't had the stuff service yet. We had the contract consummated. We had the delivery of the consideration, the payment on the reimbursement for that contract already done. And now we need to get in the ops. And so, but even then, within the inside of me, I was still having the thoughts of doubt that were screwing around my mind. I'm like, how am I gonna have these feelings of doubt when I know how beautiful she is? And so that's when I had to exchange the feelings for belief. I had to know, and not know with my head, but know with my heart. And the only way that I could know with my heart was to align myself to those initial thoughts. I had to lean back and remind myself that that vision within myself was not planted there for my ego, was not planted because I wanted to make a lot of money. It was planted there because I knew that I wanted to make these animals that contribute to her the same temperament of the love that I put in her. I wanted to be in the same of all of my puppies. Whenever we started to get into the operations of breeding her, meaning going to the location of the stud service that was outlined in the contractual agreement, and I was holding her butt up just like this. Imagine me on both. And this is me me, I'm on the other side of his body, and I'm doing like this. That's
That looks really, really, really good. Really good.
when I realized the power of intention was real. Because here I was, that initial thought. You can have a seat. Sit. Good girl. How is it that the thought of me breeding my dog then led to us entering into a contractual arrangement, had us tracking her progesterone levels, had me reach Rachel, had us planning the breeding, having progesterone levels checked, which was a whole dilemma in and of itself. She went from 1.7 to a 19.6. When you're at a 19.6, you are about to miss the breeding. You already has those swimmers.
Alright, he's not going anywhere. Let's see if he starts going clear.
He definitely has a lot of swimmers. She definitely confirmed her pregnancy 30 days in. So all those domino effects of the initial thought had led us to have the successful confirmation by ultrasound 30 days later. And so all those actions, not within the head, not within my goals, not within what you're doing, not within the actions that you're taking, but within aligning yourself to a greater purpose, a purpose that's from our most infinite high. For me, that's God. For me, that's also the higher power. For me, it's literally, in no other words, I am that I am, the infinite source of love. So by aligning myself with that, the moment that I got that 19.6, I called Rachel and I said, hey, yo, Rachel, she's at a 19.6. And because she was in her power of intention, she was able to sit over here on the other side and say, you know what, Thomas, go ahead, come straight here. We're ready. I got the mat out. We need to do this today. Whatever it is we need to do, because this is important. This was important to the both of us. And so the first reading, it took 30 minutes. Blue was a little bit not receptive to the insertion of the tube, and it took 30 minutes. We had to reposition, constantly reposition. She was tight. We did one the first day, which was on the same day that we received the 19.6 labs. We did one on the second day. And the second day, that's when I fully understood the power of intention. Because what was a 30-minute process on the first AI that we did, we were able to do in 15 minutes, from collection all the way to successful artificial insemination. Both of the dogs were receptive behaviorally, and both of the dogs, particularly Blue, was receptive anatomically. And this pearl is probably the most important takeaway from aligning myself with the power of intention, and that is that opportunities come within a small window of time. And so for some, that small window of time may be 15 minutes, like was the case for our second artificial insemination. That narrow window of opportunity could be 30 minutes, like was the case for our first artificial insemination. And that may be the case for the 63 days. And that may be the case that life has to be fostered. And I value every single day of that gestational time, because those are the parts that her cleft palates are coming together. Those are the parts that her nails and her craniums are slowly growing out and growing, so that they have the strongest claws to scratch the evil, or the smartest brains that develop within those craniums. That may be 1/4 within a business, if that may be your goal, that you're trying to achieve a certain financial milestone in your pro forma. That may be a narrow window, and for some people, that may take a whole developmental period of time, like the entire early adulthood. I took a while before I could realize and step into the voice that I knew that I needed to share. Not because of any obstructing factors, but more so because within myself, I needed to look in the mirror and I needed to say, hey, are you ready for this? Are you ready to create impact with pets, using pets as a media to create harmony, to create unity, to create love within themselves, within their kids, within the communities around them? And so that's this project. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch us on this journey and listening to what we're going through and growing with us on this journey. And make sure you like, you comment, and you share this video. And if you really like to watch a journey, there's 11 episodes, and this is just episode 2, so there's 9 more. On the next video, we will be talking about how you take your vision, how you go about achieving your goals, to creating goals that you can measure, and aligning your actions to achieve those goals within a timely manner. And what does it do to your heart as you take action on those goals? So we'll talk about those things as we allude to preparing for Blue's babies getting ready to pop. So we'll see you on the other side.